everyone, welcome back to Living Even Keeled. Today I'm going to show you another organized space. It's my pantry. It's a small but mighty pantry behind these little accordion doors here. This house came with the pantry. Everything was set up the way you see it. We haven't done any changes. We've just maximized the space to make room for the food that we have. So this is where we keep all of the non-perishables with the exception of a few things in my hutch. I have to say right off the bat, it's my first time having a pantry in a lot of years, but I have made use by using a hutch. I've used a linen closet once, whatever kind of corner space you have. If it's non-perishable foods, you can really put it anywhere, so just think outside the box when it comes to that. Starting way up here at the very top, you'll see some big items. So we have a lot of protein, my protein powder and my husband's, and back here it's an empty protein powder, but we actually keep oatmeal in it, some like rolled oats. Tortilla chips are popcorn kernels that we do ourselves. And then I have some new things that I haven't had before. These were finds I got from IKEA, and I actually keep candy up there. We have found ourselves with an overwhelming amount of candy, and we occasionally like to dip into it. But having it up high is really nice because sometimes it's just so inconvenient that you choose something else to snack on. You know, you have to go. If you know you're lazy, then put things out of reach if you don't want to get to them often. And it seems to be working for us. These middle two shelves are the shelves that hold most of the food we use. So across the top here, I have regular Sterilite totes. They're like the shoe bin totes. I use them for everything. I've mentioned before, they're one of my favorite organizers because they're so versatile. You can pretty much do anything with them. And then I just had some vinyl stickers from Dollar Tree, and I just did 1, 2, 3, 4, so nothing too specific. It can really be flexible for our needs. And so some of the canned food that we like to have on hand are tomato paste and tomatoes for our pasta sauce. I have a lot of coconut milk, condensed milk, and I do have some beans. I'm trying not to do too many canned beans because we do like to make beans from scratch. We also have an Instant Pot, so it makes beans pretty quickly. So we're kind of cutting back on those. We have a couple of cans of olives in here, maybe a can of tuna and things like that. So this is what works for me, to have them all laid out side by side. I could further maximize the space maybe by finding something that's stacking and then using the rest of the shelf for maybe like a turntable, you know, Lazy Susan type of deal. But right now, this is all I need and this is what works. Plus, every time I want to think about trying something different, I come back to price, and these are under $1 usually. You can get a 5-pack or you can buy them individually. And when I compare that to something that's, even if it's $6.99, like that's not a lot of money, but compared to $1, I just have a hard time not using stuff that's extraordinarily cheap. Same things with these bins here. These were $1. They're this sink tote from Dollar Tree. So I have breads and pasta in one, potatoes and squash, and then onions and garlic. And it is flexible. It's labeled, but it's labeled with chalk. And I also don't always update my labels. So pretty much whatever goes in them. Like right now we have some tomatoes in this one for potatoes, but you gotta do what you gotta do. It's not a big deal. Going down a little further, again, these are a different style of bin from Dollar Tree, but they were also just $1. And in here we keep easy access snacks. So right now I have some fruit snacks, some pretzels, some peanuts and protein bars and stuff like that. So we don't have a ton of snacks right now, but I do like to have some things on hand. In here, this is usually what I would consider my baking bin. So I have chocolate chips, baking powder, baking soda. I have a box of carrot cake and different hot chocolate beverages. And over here it's more stuff for cooking, so I have some chicken stock, cornstarch, quinoa, some croutons, and different pastas. I'm not too picky. As long as my food is easy to see, easy to grab, and I know what I have, I'm fine. So do what works best for you. I think that organization has to work for you, so you can't just do like a one-size-fits-all thing. Although I do see a lot of these types of bins in everyone's videos, what they put in the bins is what is different. And way down here at the bottom, I have things that are still in boxes. So we have crackers, cereal, some ice cream cones. Over to that, I have different types of nuts. I have peanuts and some like trail mix with different nuts in it. And in this Dollar Tree tote here, I keep sort of like the backup, or, you know, the excess. So we buy our peanut butter from Costco and it comes in 2. So I put one into the fridge and one in here until I open it. We're running low on our rice vinegar, so here's the next one. I'm sure we'll run out soon. So that's kind of where that goes. There's a couple of extra spices in there as well. And then down at the very, very bottom, you'll see these copper toned baskets that I hauled in a fall haul, and I wasn't sure what I was going to do with them or if I liked the color. And a lot of you recommended to just keep them and maybe paint them, which is a good option. Or I could just get over it because it really is a pretty color. I was just being really picky. So along the bottom, I have beverages. We have beer in this one, and then different types of sparkling water, and I guess mixers in this one. And then in the third one, we just have our aprons. Now you can see like right here, these wire shelves don't keep things totally straight. It doesn't bother me too much, but if it did, you can replace them with a regular wood shelf or even just place a small plywood on top to make it flat, or they even sell like a plastic product like in a roll that you could trim down to the correct size. I've even used foam board from Dollar Tree in my daughter's closets in the past to make it more of a flat surface. So we've definitely got the organization down in here. It's not too picky, it's not too specific. I know where everything is. The main thing that I would recommend to you is to put your food in a way where you can see it. It doesn't really matter if everything's labeled or it's organized in such a specific way. I think that if you can see what you have, that's the most important thing, because you're not overbuying and you're not going to be wasting either. Oftentimes when people are hungry, they'll come over here and they'll look, and if they can't see an option, it'll just never get selected. So try and make that your main priority when it comes to organizing. As far as spices and things go, that's in a spice cabinet, and of course you can count that that video will be coming up in the future. So thanks guys for watching. Happy organizing, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.